Hey, 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 what's up, guys? Doing another day show today. Hopefully, some of you EU folks can catch it, as well as obviously the North American folks. But what a weekend of StarCraft this past weekend. Hopefully, you caught a lot of good games with the Lone Star Classic and the Red Bull event. So just lots of good players, lots of good matches, and yeah, how about all those students at UT running that awesome Lone Star event in Austin with CSN and Quantic. Man, that was some good stuff. But today we're gonna be doing some PVZ today, and let's get the show started. Welcome to episode 31 of ChamMV's Pro Corner, where pro gamers come and show us how it's done. And today we have the pleasure of having guests FnaticNightEnd and mTw's TT1 on to discuss some PVZ today. And we're going to be doing the dual coaching format where we have each of them play a live game against a Zurich partner while the other one looks over their shoulders and adds any comments and critiques in hopes of both of them really helping to improve each other's games, as well as teach all of us and all of us viewers and myself some cool strategies in the meantime. But we will be doing that. I'm going to be pulling these guys on in just a second to see what they've been up to, maybe chat with them a little bit before we get started. But afterwards, we're going to have, the last 15 minutes of the show, we'll have Q&A for you guys to ask them any questions you have. And you can do this by calling in on Skype. You can add me at ChamMV, and I will call you towards the end of the show. Or you can just ask your questions in the stream chat. But yeah, I mean, it's a good way for you guys, to actually interact with the players, and that's something I really encourage because I think it's always fun to get to know these guys. So at this time, let me pull these guys on the show, see what they've been up to.
What's up? I hate Romanians.
Hey guys, nice man. You hate Romanians?
So what did he said?
All right, we're on the show, guys.
All right, let's go.
Hi.
Keep it professional now.
Keep it professional now. Exactly right. But okay, but I was, obviously introduced you guys, and wanted to ask you guys, just chat with you guys a little bit before we start playing, and kind of see what you guys are up to, what you've been up to the last few weeks, and maybe what you have planned in the near future. So why don't you go first, Sylvia?
Okay.
Night end for you guys. Just kind of what you've been doing, like the last month or so, and maybe what events or what you have planned in the near future.
Okay. Well, for the past month, I guess I just practiced. I won a few cups, online cups, and I guess that's it. My next event, I still haven't decided yet to which event to go, but I think I will go to the Gathering in Norway, which is in same time as Copenhagen Games and IPL.
Okay. When is that?
And
when is that?
I think it's in April 4,
Okay.
5, 6, 7.
Okay. Awesome.
4 to 7. And after that, I'm going to DreamHack. I think it's called DreamHack Open. It will be in Sweden in April as well. And after that, I'm planning in moving to Korea.
Awesome. Oh, how long are you gonna be in Korea?
I haven't decided yet, but I guess 3 months.
Oh wow, that'll be some great practice.
Time. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know Nighten or aren't familiar with him, he is Romanian, so yes, he does have that accent. Everybody thinks that you're trolling me or something. I'm like, no, that's definitely Nighten if you haven't seen him on the various tournaments. And you casted some on Home Story, right? I remember you jumping on at least the last 2 Home Stories. So
yeah.
Yes, he's not trolling Mexican, jeez. But TT1, what have you been up to?
Nothing. Just finished my semester, and I moved out to Germany. I'm gonna stay here for a month, so I can train with the type guys. I'm in their team house right now. I'm gonna stay over here for a month until I can get back into shape. and then after that, I'm gonna go to IPL 4 and play in the IPL tournament. That's about it for me.
Awesome.
And then he retires.
Yeah.
And then he retires. The last hurrah. Vegas, baby. Retire.
Wow, what a bang.
Exactly. Hey, when's the next time you're going to be in the U.S., NightEnd?
Oh, no.
Well, you're going to obviously be at IPL.
Yeah.
Jeez, I mean.
Next time and first time.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Okay, got to be awesome to see you here. But I know you guys have a hard time getting
I
visas.
guess soon enough.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, why don't we, I explained to the viewers that we're going to be doing PvZ today. And we're going to have you guys take turns playing against, actually, Jim Rising from Legion. So thanks to Jim for playing, or for helping us out today and playing. But the whole point is to really go over the PvZ strategy. That seems to be the most dynamic matchup right now. And obviously, everybody seems to be talking about it, especially with Stefano winning that Lone Star this weekend against all those Protoss and vice versa. There's just been a lot of talk as to which one's more OP, Zerg or Protoss in the matchup. So it'll be good to get y'all's opinion on that. But right now, what?
No.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was
No,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
why don't we just start getting into the game and get the game set up, and then we can talk about it while we're doing it.
Sure. Let's go.
But yeah, I mean, any general thoughts? We're gonna have NightEnd play first, but whichever one of you guys want to kind of chime in with what your general thoughts are on PvZ.
I think every matchup is pretty much balanced. It's just
Yeah.
player dependent. Like if a player is better than someone else, obviously he's gonna win. I think Stefano and Wretch right now, they're having good success in PvZ, but in ZVP, sorry, but that's because they're good players. It doesn't have to do anything with imbalances or anything like that. In my opinion, that's just how I feel.
Okay. I have a different opinion.
All right.
I don't think any race is imbalanced. I think all the races are balanced. But I think at the very top level, Zerg it's a bit easier to play with. I think all
Why?
the races
Because
are.
Oh, sorry.
The race doesn't require intense micromanagement. Also, actually, for example, with Protoss, if you miss one or two force fields, that can be the end of the game. And with Terran, you need a lot of micro management. While with Zerg, you basically need a perfect macro management.
Right. That's interesting to hear because sometimes I hear with Zerg I hear some Zerg say the opposite actually, but I can kind of see it from both standpoints.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I'm speaking only about the very best players.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
speaking about mid grandmaster players or master players.
Right. No, I can totally see it. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's
But
like
how do you know, NightEnd? Are you playing against? Are you Dongri Goose level? Are you high level player? I don't think so, man.
oh no, here we go.
I don't think.
Here we
I don't
go.
think you're at Dongri Goose level to give such an opinion. So
Yeah, but I'm not speaking only about players like DRG and so on.
Well, yeah, I understand your point, but still, okay. We have different opinions, I guess. That's
Okay, let's say Stefano plays against MC. Who's gonna win, in your opinion? MC, right?
MC, yeah.
Yeah, I think Stefano.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Stefano too, but
I think MC.
NightEnd, we need you to join the game, buddy. Let me see.
Okay.
All right, so we can get this started. Okay, let's see everybody's ready, and then we'll start this up. And we'll I think we'll start off by having whoever's playing, at least for the first time, have you guys kind of, at least maybe quickly just give us a sense of what you like to do. I mean, what strategy, what composition you like to do in PvZ.
Yeah.
So, NightEnd, what do you like? How do you like to start on a map like Antigua?
Well, basically, I think besides Forge Fast Expansion, any other strategy it's bad or it can't win you a game.
Hmm.
After that, depends. You can use so many strategies. Uh, you want me to tell you what I'm gonna play now?
Well, I mean, if you
I
already
mean,
know, but I mean, if you don't, obviously, if you're going to adjust a lot during the game, then obviously, we'll just wait. But yeah, just kind of walk us through like some of the things that you're thinking, I guess, in the beginning. So obviously, you're going to go Forge Fast Expand here.
yeah.
Um,
And after that,
Mhm.
well, I guess you'll have to wait and see. Maybe
Yeah.
it's better like this.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh, yeah. Well, on this map, I think you can play after Force Fast Expansion. You can play um, the best strategy you can use here. I think it's 4-gate pressure, fast 4-gate pressure into DTs,
Oh wow. Okay.
or 3-gate pressure or 4-gate with Stargate, sorry,
Hmm.
uh, with Void Race, you know.
Right.
Um, what else? Also, you can use 4-gate robotics into fast third at around minute 9.
Okay. So how can why is it that you can get a fast third off of like a 4-gate robo?
Well, basically, you have enough sentries
Mhm.
by then. In case he makes roaches, you need immortals.
I see. Hmm.
Yeah.
TT1, you can jump in anytime. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more of a Europeans. I would say they're finesse players. They like these type of builds that Nine just said Stargate, DT. Oh, Berserk just took his. And this is actually really annoying on this map because the positioning of your cannon has to be a bit further back.
Mhm.
So this gives a angle for the Zerglings to run into your natural if you're not careful.
right.
But yeah, like I was saying, like these type of builds that Night sent, I feel like if you don't do enough damage, it's extremely tech heavy, and then you're just stuck on two bases while Zerg can drone up, and you're not able to put any pressure on them. So I'm more of a brute force player. Like I would go maybe like 5-gate blink soccer, take my third base earlier, something like that. So more like ground units and just focus more on probes. Get hallucinations, scout around, see if he's gonna do a meter transition. If he does, just prepare myself for it. Just more of, like I said, just basically focus on the basics. I'm not a very air toss player. I don't like that style. I feel like you have to do damage if you're playing air toss. The only viable air toss build that you can play with sort of like a macroeconomic style is if you go Void Ray Phoenixes and take a fast third base.
I see.
That style I feel is pretty solid, but I still haven't tested around with it, so I can't really talk too much about it.
I see. So do you have to open two cannons here whenever they do the hatchery block, or?
Well, because his
Well, I
first
think-
cannon was really back, so
Oh, I see. I got
I,
it.
Just
I
to be
think
safe.
it's much better like this because if he makes like 8-10 links, he can just run by one
Yeah.
cannon,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that's
it's very map
it.
dependent.
yeah. I somehow agree with what you said, TT1, with the strategies.
Yeah.
Yes, but I play like this because I
You
I
feel
think
like you have to pressure the Zerg so they don't
I
drone
have
up.
to pressure the Zerg.
Yeah.
Yes, because if I let Zerg make
75 drones.
75 drones, yes,
Yeah. I know.
I think the game is pretty much over.
This is Red style basically. Red. He
Stefano
tries-
as well.
Stefano, yeah. These players they try to like sneak as many drones as much as
Yeah. Kind of
Okay.
take shortcuts wherever they can.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yep.
Well, it's not shortcut; it's educated guesses. So
Yes,
like Red,
yeah.
he scouts a lot, and he would react. He's like, okay, he knows exactly. He has a lot of game knowledge, so he would know like how many drones, how many Zerglings he would need for like to defend a certain build and stuff like that. They're
Right.
very extremely cost effective.
Yeah.
So for example, like when I try to play against a player like Rhett, and I'm a player that sometimes, I put early game pressure. Other times, I just try to be defensive. I don't put pressure on the Zerg. And Red, I practice with him a lot, so he knows this. So usually when I'm playing with Red, like at the 11-minute, 30-second mark, he's on 4 bases. He has Hive Tech started, and he's like maxed out.
Yeah.
And me, like, yeah. So like, as you can see, like if you're playing versus a insanely solid macro player, it's like really hard to get into late game macro games with them because they have like such a huge edge on you just because of drone mechanics and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
So to a certain extent, I do agree with NightEnd that you have to try to make the Zerg feel uncomfortable, try to force them to make units instead of droning up and stuff like that. But I'm a Brood War player. I'm extremely hard-headed. Like I just wanna build that allows me to macro up while being safe.
Right.
But unfortunately, I still haven't found that build in
Well,
PvZ. So
Yeah, it's pretty hard with the current
Yeah.
mechanics and units right now. I mean,
Yeah.
like this right here it's pretty tough.
Sylvie, you don't want to wall your front off. What happens? Like, yeah.
Yeah, well, so I guess you agree with me that
Yeah.
you need to put pressure on the Zerg.
To some extent,
Right.
but I don't want. Yeah, exactly. But I mainly want to put pressure on the Zerg while like chrono boosting my probes, while while I have constant economy,
Yeah.
while I'm taking a third base, stuff like that. If it's like too tech heavy, then I'm opposed to builds like that. Like I feel like this build that you're doing.
Oh. Failing bust. Wow. Okay.
You're dead.
I am.
It's really hard to play and talk at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention. True.
Okay,
Oh
so
no, I think my computer's starting to lag.
uh-oh, that's not good.
Well, let's just go ahead and start the next game. If I see it's lagging too much, I'll go on Real's computer. He's already online, so
Okay.
it won't take that long.
No problem. We're gonna play the same map. But yeah, first game. Obviously, we're talking quite a bit there, so obviously, there'll be less talking as we go. But let me see. So with the Bane bust, what are the big ways of detecting a Bane bust coming? I mean, getting in their base and just scouting that
Well,
much,
just
or
the-
just
Usually.
No, it was pretty obvious in the middle when he
Yeah,
lost all
was
his.
obviously exact.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Exactly.
He just reacted poorly.
right?
Yeah.
I see.
I didn't pay attention. When you see that many Zerglings, you just need to make sentries.
Sentries, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
Instead
of
of
attention.
instead of warping those 4 zealots at his
For sentries.
third, I had to warp sentries.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
And then after he warps after that cycle, then he can warp in for Zealots.
Yeah.
Pressure the
and-
third a bit. Not even for the. I would wait for maybe like, 6 or 2, maybe 2 warp ins, and then you start pressuring the third.
Yeah, something
Ready.
like.
Okay, here we go. Whoops, let me switch that.
Oh, I'm playing right now.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're rotating after each game.
yeah,
Okay.
we're rotating after each game.
We'll have to see if because towards the end of that game,
It was lagging pretty hard.
Starfield was like, yeah, okay,
Okay.
I'm lagging.
Okay, we can just restart. It's no big deal.
All right, I'm gonna switch computers. I'll be back real quick.
Okay, cool. So one thing I wanted to ask you, Sylvie,
Yeah.
is why did you get ground armor before ground attack
Ground armor.
in the forge?
Did I?
I think you did actually. Is that accident?
Okay, I guess that was accident.
Okay, no problem. I was curious if there was a. No problem.
Yeah, it's hard to play to execute a build order when you're talking.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
much.
Yeah, and totally understand that, and hopefully viewers, you understand that we're just trying to learn as much as we can. So this is not like the ideal playing situation, but we have to. We're just gonna try to make it work because we just want to learn from you guys. So, and the best way to learn from you guys is to have you talk to us. So we can play a few games, and maybe if you guys, I don't know, if it, if you guys feel more comfortable doing some replay analysis, we can do that too. I mean, either way.
No, yeah, we can also do that if you want. If you have any games.
Yeah, or
I
if you
don't-
guys, we can just do some of your guys' games. But I think we'll just keep trying to play some live games first, and then we
Okay.
will see. Okay, let's wait for TT1 to get back in here. And then we will start this game up. But getting back to what you were going to do there with the 4-gate DTs.
Yeah.
So is the whole goal of that to? I mean, you said just to really set the Zerg back, right?
So
It's not to win.
my goal is to make Zerg stop drone production and make units. While I'm making probes and upgrades.
Right.
And I'm making the a dark shrine only in the case of only if I see Zerg not attacking to lair,
Right.
or if he doesn't have any spore crawlers. I'm not gonna just blindly make DTs.
I see.
Once my zealots and stalkers go to his third, and if I see he has no detection, I will warp in as soon as I can 2 DTs. I think it's a mistake of making more than 2 because they cost a lot of gas, and if you make more than 2, you won't be able to make to tech as fast as you can.
All right.
Because
Yeah.
you don't have sufficient gas.
Right.
Hello?
Hey, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I see your keyboard.
No, that's Phoenix's keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We have Sasquatch here to play too, if you guys want.
Yeah, I'm playing on Real's gear, so I might suck more than usual this game.
Okay. It's all good. It's all about just talking strategy, guys,
Yeah.
and really learning that. So. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we can have NightEnd play again, and while you're setting up, we can. So as long as you get in the game, once you get in the game, we can have NightEnd play this one.
Okay. Okay.
Your mic's like picking up a lot.
Yeah, Phoenix.
All right, guys. For you guys just tuning in, we have NightEnd and TT1 on the show, talking about PvZ strategies with us today, and gonna have them walk through some live games and have the other comment critique just the game while it's going on, obviously. But we're trying to get TT1 set up here. I think the last machine was kind of lagging out and overheating, possibly. So.
You can hear me perfectly right now, right?
Yeah,
It's just
I can hear you
keyboard noise, kind of annoying.
Yeah, kind of loud.
I'll just wait until this game is done, and then I'll tell him to
Okay.
take a break from gaming for a while.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, you made a game. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So we'll have NightEnd play again while you're getting everything set up. And
Well, I'm already set up, so
okay, all right. So
that's fine.
let's have you play. We'll have NightEnd talk.
okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, you
Ready.
can go help.
Oh, you can turn off the camera on Skype. TT1.
Mine?
Yeah. kind of bandwidth that we're not using, so might as well turn it off.
How do I do that?
You click on the little video cam button. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job, TT1.
Good job.
I'm the worst with tech, man. I'm really bad.
Okay.
This feels so weird.
Okay. Yeah. The keys are pretty loud, dude.
Hmm.
Okay, so TT1.
Yeah.
You have 9 probes. You make a pylon.
9 what?
9 probes.
You're already wrong, man. It's 9 probes, so you're not good at giving advice.
At 12 probes, you make a 4.
12?
12.
You're crazy?
Well, if you want, you can make late.
Bro, why would I do 12 forge? Is this, oh, this is MLG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, why'd you send your probe there at first?
Just
Well, if you're playing the latter version, you can scout for Novi.
Oh, I see.
And then you just go to that base.
Oh,
well,
I see,
if he
I
is
see.
there.
Gotcha.
And if he's not, then you send it to a different base.
Got it.
So basically, it cuts down the amount of bases from 4 to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, your mic's really loud too, by the way. So.
Is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that also.
Right. Is it better now?
A little bit.
Not really.
Little. Yeah. Listen to that APM in the background, man.
Korean APM.
TT1, why did you make pylon like that? That pylon, why did you make it like that?
Because it's easier to wall off.
To wall
I can wall off with 2 pylons and 2 gateways. Your wall off, you need to build an additional building, and
Yeah,
then
but
once
why-
my gateway is done, I build a cyber core behind the pylon.
Okay, but why do you wanna wall off completely?
What? Why not?
Well, why?
No, if the Zerglings are threatening me, then I'm gonna wall off and then I cancel the gateway. It's just faster. It's you spend less minerals walling off. Makes more
Wait.
sense, no?
Yes, but in case of the Baneling bust,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm
your
gonna.
pylon.
You'll see, man.
You know, I think you do that because you're afraid of 6 wolves, no?
If it's 6 pull, then I have to sacrifice my front anyway, so
No.
makes no sense.
You know how you defend 6, 7, 8 pull or 8?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah. You just need to make 2 cannons when you see that, and
You
take
see-
all. Yeah, listen. You make 2 cannons, and you take all your probes besides 1,
Mhm.
and wait for his links to come.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm doing a different style this game. You saw I made 2 gateways.
No, yeah. I'm just saying that's the best way to defend
Yeah.
6, 7 pull, and you will be in a huge advantage after that.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so you're gonna open 2 gate here. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Early third.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm scanning the third, seeing. So now he has a third. So the likeliness of an all-in is much less. And now I'm gonna build my cyber core behind this pylon. Extra defense for building bus.
Right.
2 probes on gas, so 4 total. This is just, I have this build timed out, so it's just because it allows me to build 2 zealots as fast as possible, and it allows me to constantly build probes without being supply blocked. See, right now I'm on 36 on 36. This pylon is gonna finish before my next probe cycle finishes, so I won't be supply blocked. As you can see, just a few seconds.
Right.
With these 2 zealots, I'm gonna be able to pressure with 2 zealots right away. So I'm gonna have, cause if you're pressuring with 1 zealot, the likeliness of it to get to the third base is very small. So you always want to pressure with at least 2 zealots.
Okay.
Still chrono boosting my probes because I'm very greedy, unlike NightEnd.
If I say I agree with you, You give me a
Mhm.
pizza.
You give him a what?
A pizza.
A pizza. You give him a prize for saying, I agree with you.
Deal.
So are 2 zealots enough
Okay,
for this kind of
I was
pressure?
joking. Yeah, I like.
Okay.
You
I like
just
the way he is playing now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart.
it's just to pressure and force him to make some links, and at the same time, I can see if he's making a roach warren, if he's making roaches. So this is instead of like he does 4 gate pressure, I do 2 zealot pressure,
I see.
and while I'm doing this, I'm chrono boosting my probe. So
Right. It's just some kind of, it's just, some kind of distraction to give you time
Yeah.
to
at the same time, yeah, exactly. I'm delaying his econ,
right?
and at the same time, I'm just chrono boosting as well, and I gain information. I get to see what what builds he's doing, what he's going for.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be better to make 4 zealots instead of just 2?
Yeah, you
that's
can,
what I was
do
thinking.
for zealot. You can do 4 zealots as well. It's
I
but I
think it's
like
much better to make 4 zealots,
Yeah.
especially in the case of in case Zerg has no roach war, so he has to make only links, right?
yeah,
So
but yeah,
zealots
exactly.
like-
I try to I used to do 4 zealots as well, but this game I didn't do it. But if you do 4 zealots, it delays your sentries a bit more.
yeah.
So I
that's-
do zealots and instead of the
It's a little safer. 2 zealots
Yeah.
is what you're trying to say.
exactly, it's safer. It's more. I feel like it's more cost effective because I get my sentries out as well. So.
So talk
Yeah.
to me about War Prism here.
Yeah, we're as well just to scout to see if he's going for meat attack, if he has roaches out. If I'm dropping, if he has roaches, he's usually gonna bring his roaches. And at the same time, if I can scout for a spire or something like that.
I see. Okay.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think if you make 4 zealots
Mhm.
after you scout the 3rd? If you scout the 3rd, there's 0 chance you will get
Yeah, 0
taken
chance
back-
that
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Oh my god, I can't force field. This mouse is just weird.
That was, those are some interesting force fields there, man.
I pressed F then, like,
Yeah.
it just felt too weird.
Okay, so you didn't.
Next game after Night End is gonna play, I'm just gonna try to get my computer. So this game, I'm just gonna go for a basic style. I'm gonna show you a 2-base, my 2-base all in,
Okay.
because I don't think I'll be able to play a macro game with my current settings. So as you can see right now, I'm on. It's 11 minutes into the game. I'm on 120 supply. I'm actually pretty sure that I have higher supply than the Zerg right now, but I'm not sure. So
Yes, you have.
yeah.
It's all zealot though.
But
It's all, but just one warp in and I can get stalkers.
yeah, but also you made 66 probes.
Yeah, you want 60 probes ideally.
Yeah,
I want probe.
that's the max you need.
And right now you see I'm just gonna pick off a queen. It's gonna hurt his mutas.
Oh, you were just like 1 hex away from seeing it the first time. Inspired.
So right now, this is my timing. I see the mutas. I'm not gonna take a 3rd base. I'm just gonna go for the kill.
What do you think your chances are, just based on what you saw there?
Pretty good right now.
Okay, cool. Obviously, you're gonna put a pylon up there too.
Yeah, I'm bringing a pylon. Unfortunately, I lost the warp prism,
Yeah.
so that doesn't help a lot. But I'm gonna warp it on the low ground over here. He's trying to run some links by probably going for a base trade. So while I have my pylon set up, I'm just gonna be careful. Try to deny any run bys. There we go.
Nice.
I don't know why I Guardian Shield there against Zerglings, but
Right.
yeah.
Against the mutas, they're useful, right?
Yeah,
So you're warping back at home. Okay.
Yeah. He's going for a base trade right now.
You're getting some good,
I can't-
kills though on the way.
His roaches are pretty slow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't micro this unit.
Well, he's losing some free units there, so that's obviously good for you.
Yeah. This was really shitty execution by my part, but I hope you get the gist of the build. Like if he's
Yeah.
2-base all-in, if he's metoing, then my 2-base all-in is just gonna crush him, like right here. And this is with really bad execution. If I executed the build a lot better, then
Right, it's
would've
such a counter build that it doesn't have to be executed perfectly.
yeah.
I see.
And right now, like, I don't even care about my expo. I'm just gonna cannon up my main base. But I don't know. Anytime you get in a base trade scenario with Zerg, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
Link Mutants have much more mobility than Protoss units. That's
Yeah.
why it's harder to
All I have to do now is not
clean up lane.
use my main base, and I win the game. I lost my forge because my army is way too strong for him to kill.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you about just this situation in a second here.
Yeah.
Once you're done.
So I just yeah. So basically, the gist of the build was just because of the War Prism, it allowed me to see the meter transition. Hopefully, ideally, you want to have one observer actually scouting around. That was kind of a mistake on my part. Before you make the War Prism, one observer is kind of better. You get to scout, see what what tech he's doing. But if you were to go roaches, I would take my third base instead of 2-base all-inning.
I see. Yeah,
No.
you're gonna win this. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry about the shitty. I played really sloppy, but
That's
the
fine,
build
but it's good.
was kind of, you know, I executed the builder as best as I could, but
Yeah. So I guess okay. So a few questions for you on that game.
Yeah.
So first off, the decision to go 2-base, that was totally off of the Spire the Spire Scout, right?
yeah, exactly. Because well, I guess you could. It's really hard though when Zerg has his meta tech out. If you wanna, especially like a map on Antigua, if it were like Entombed Valley, which is easier to defend 3 bases because of the ramps, it would be better. But like for example on Antigua, I have to have stalkers in my base to defend the mutas, and then he can just bring his mutas and Zerglings and hit my third base. So it's extremely hard to defend 3 positions. Well, when you're solo on tech, I didn't have blink or anything like that, so my mobility was extremely limited. If I have blink, then I could just blink down the ramp and go to my third base right away.
Right.
But seeing as I didn't have blinks, I was my hand was forced in that situation, so I had to 2-base all in.
I
And
see.
it's like it's a very it's an educated all in, so the chances of it succeeding are extremely high because he's going for meter transition, and I'm hitting him while he doesn't have an econ, so it's extremely hard for Zerg to hold that type of push off. And all throughout the game, like what I was doing was just this 2 Zealot pressure was just to check what he was going for the early game, try to force him to make a bit more units, and because with the build I'm doing, I can't 4-gate pressure. I can 4-gate pressure, but I rather not. So because I rather chrono boost my my probes. If I were to 4-gate pressure, I would have to chrono boost my +1 and my warp gate. So it's kind of like you're giving away econ for chrono boosting your warp gate and your +1. But with that build, it's like light pressure, and I get to chrono boost my econ as well. So I rush to 60 probes, and then whenever my 2-base all-in hits, I'm gonna have like maximum economy. So all throughout that time that I'm building up my army, I rush to 60 probes. I'm gonna have as fast as saturation as possible, and then once my all-in hits, I'm gonna have a lot of units. So it hurts the Zerg a lot. Does a lot of damage usually. So NightEnd is playing right now.
Yeah, Nine is gonna play right now.
Okay. Should I change my gear?
Okay. Jim, let's see. I'd like him to stick around. Okay, so we're gonna have, I guess BSK, Bisk is your friend, NightEnd, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
he's
Let's get him in
French
here.
server.
Yeah. So we'll get him in here. And, yeah, another question I had about just just base trades. Like, what is really the thought process that goes through a Protoss whenever you're in that situation where there's a crap load of mutas, a crap load of lings, and you know the Zerg's looking to base trade, and you're
Yeah.
kind of like, you're kind of stuck in this place like on Antigua, like whether you're going to go or not, and you're kind of, halfway.
Yeah.
What are the kind of steps that you take to, before you know that, okay, I
Yeah.
got to go kill the Zerg base?
Yeah. So basically, first rule is there's no turning back. Once you're like you're going, you can't even look back. You just have to go because they're gonna do damage to you, and then the time it takes you to go back to their base, they're gonna repump their units. So usually you don't want to turn back, especially on two base. Maybe if you're on three base, you have enough econ, so you might be able to come back into the game. But if you're two basing, then you just have to go for it. Then the next step is basically you just want to solidify one area. Base trading with Zerg is the worst thing to do because they obviously they have more DPS. Zerglings and mutas, they kill your buildings much faster than you can kill their buildings. So you just want to solidify one area. Normally, like, you just want to sack your natural and like just build mass cannons in your base because your army is strong enough to withstand whatever army they're gonna have. So you just don't want to get eliminated. And then once you solidify an area, you just try to kill them as fast as you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with everything he said. If your main army is strong enough, so you can kill the Zerg, and he choose to base trade. Basically, what you have to do is, as TT1 said, to
Solidify.
exactly your main base or one of your bases, and try to kill all his hatcheries.
Right. I know some Protoss in the past have said that, when it's not a two-base timing, it's more, a macro game. I know a lot of people wait until they can get, like one or two High Templars by the perimeter bases, and then that's like their cue to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that kind of similar to just, another way of saying the same thing, I guess?
That's usually three base play though. If you're in a macro game, you're macroing up, and then once your timing is when you hit 200. Basically, you're on three bases. You can macro up after that too. You don't need to do a timing when you're three bases. You can just leave Templars, and in each base it's really good against metas, and then you take your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, start Mothership Tech and whatever you want.
Right.
Or you can hit a three base timing just before like they hit Hive or something like that. Leave a few Templars at each base, and you go with like Stalker, Colossus, with maybe a few High Templar army, with maybe 2 sentries just for Guardian Shield. That's also a really good timing. But obviously, ideally, you want to hit before Hive. If they have Hive, then it's you're kind of in a shitty position.
Right. I see.
I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think you have to push the Zerg before he makes too many brood loss.
Yeah, if he does have Broodless, then
I don't think you can
Turtle.
push. Yeah, I don't think you
Yeah.
can. You have the time to push until he has Hive. But
Yeah.
definitely you have to push before he gets over 10 brood lords.
Yeah,
If he gets more than 10 brood lords, your only chance to win
Mothership.
is Mothership and
Yeah.
hope for his mistake.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It basically just comes down to scouting. So you're scouting if you see he has Hive, and if he has Greater Spire, then you just have to play Turtle. You have to take, Expo and go for Mothership Tech. If you see he has an opening, then that's a really solid timing for you to attack because your 200 army is going to be really strong against what Zerg has in that situation. You're gonna have good upgrades. They're gonna be on Muta, of course, so the army composition is gonna be very weak. So that's a really solid timing. Naniwa plays this style a lot. He does a lot of three-base timings against Muta-based play, and it's actually really good. So,
What are your thoughts on Phoenix with the upgrades now? Is it?
I find it really bad.
I think they are pathetic against mutas in large numbers. Even
Yeah,
if
but-
mutant number goes over 20, your Phoenix are pretty much useless.
The thing about Phoenixes is like I don't know. I'm kind of like I've never even upgraded it yet. The range in a real game. So, but just by theory crafting it, like if you're playing against 2 base meta, 3 base meta, and you're on 2 base and you do Phoenix tech, it's such a heavy investment. So you won't have any other tech apart from that. You're just gonna be on Phoenixes and gate units. And the Zerg, they're sitting on 3 bases. They can tech switch out of that pretty easily. They can go for infestors, and then they have they have the map control. They have a really good army composition, and it's gonna be really hard for you to take a 3rd base. You're just gonna be forced to 2 base all in, and in that situation, it's if the Zerg plays it right, it should be an easy hold for them. I feel like it's too tech heavy for something that the Zerg can tech out of really easily. That's why I dislike it. But of course, if you're playing a Zerg and you're making Phoenixes and all he does is make metas, then you're gonna be in a golden position. It's gonna be really easy to win that game.
Yeah, but they're always gonna tech to at least a few infestors to hold you down, right? So
also, they can add a few corruptors, and then it's kind of you're kind of in the same situation. They can add a few corruptors, and then they can just expo all they want all around the map. So
I see.
just by theory crafting it, I don't like it that much, but I'll have to test it out a bit more.
Right. Okay, so NightEnd, what kind of timing are you shooting for here? Or if there is any timing.
Yeah.
There it is, actually. I
8:30.
see it. Yeah.
The timing. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just to make him unit.
Lots of roaches. Lots of roaches.
Yeah, but I don't like this, Silvio. I really don't like it. Because, okay, I'll let you play for now. Once this attack is done, I'll talk about it.
Oh, actually doing a lot better than I thought you were going to do. Jeez.
Yeah, well, slow roaches against the Zealots, they tank for the Stalkers, and the Stalkers do a lot of damage to them, so. But yeah, his attack is thrown back. And this is what I was talking about. If you do this type of pressure, and it doesn't succeed, you're really behind eco-wise, I feel. If you look at the supply, we won't tell NightEnd, but you can see, right now, it doesn't matter to the Zerg, okay, I'm gonna make, a few roaches now, and then I'm gonna drone later. They can make a few roaches now, and then they know, there's not gonna be any pressure that's gonna come in for a long time. So that's gonna be their timing to drone up.
Yeah, but he's following up with DTs though, right? So it's a
good. Well,
that's gonna make up for supply.
Is it really? Yeah, but is it really that hard to add a sport color at each race if you're playing a good Zerg?
Oh, I'm not even talking about that so much as those DTs could have killed all these roaches. I mean, that could have even supplied by a lot.
Yeah.
In case he adds 4 floors.
I'm not talking about the. Yeah, you're doing damage with your DTs, but I'm not talking about the supply though. I'm talking about the econ. The Zerg is sitting on 3 bases. NightEnd is extremely tech heavy. His tech is basically skewed to one area. It's like Twilight tech, obviously.
Right.
So he's always gonna be on Twilight tech, and the Zerg, he can just go infestors and hit a really good timing when he wants to take his 3rd base. And he's gonna have a lot of econ, so he's gonna be able to overrun them. It's basic math. That's why I don't feel like this style is really good, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, well, I think the style can be bad, as you said, if you don't play it correctly. If you're not cost efficient with it in the start. And I think I was more than cost efficient. Also, now I need to have very good force fields when he's gonna make a timing push, if he is gonna make a timing push.
Yeah.
And obviously, so you're taking a 3rd now, okay? And this is where it's kind of tough on this map, right? Because there's 2 chokes to really.
Yeah. We're theory crafting, but had he played Red, this is the 13-minute mark right now. Red would be maxed out by now, and he would have infestors. Yes, I promise you, he would be maxed out.
He can't be maxed out, man.
Dude,
he can't be maxed out when
go
I
watch.
pressure.
Go watch
did against
Red,
Red. What?
watch Red versus Parting from today on the Red Bull LAN. Parting was pressuring him non-stop all throughout the game. He did 4 gate and then he followed up with Blink Stalkers and Red had
It wasn't cost efficient with the timing push. Otherwise, I don't understand.
Okay. Well, this Zerg right now is on 160.
Yeah, obviously, if you're
yeah.
not cost efficient with your push, what do you expect?
Okay.
No? Am I right or not?
I disagree with you. Doesn't have anything to do with cost efficiency. You can be cost efficient, but you're on 2 base and you have no tech, you have no upgrades, you have nothing. If you don't do a lot of damage, then you know the Zerg can drone up after that really easily, and they can
Okay,
hit you with timing.
I
So-
will show you a different build order. Maybe you'll like it more. It doesn't rely on putting pressure on your opponent.
Exactly. The putting pressure part is extremely like you're relying on your opponent on how he plays. If you're playing a good opponent and he manages to hold your pressure very well, then you're gonna be behind. If you're playing a very bad opponent and you manage to do damage because of your pressure, then you know it's not saying much because you're not playing a really good player. So it's not a good like way to evaluate your build order and stuff like that.
But if, well, I'll let him play through this. If you don't pressure though, the Zerg will max like
Yeah.
super fast. And I mean, Protoss, no matter how fast you try, you're not, you're only going to get to like, 135, 140 supply, at best probably against that max like Roach Lingish type of army, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, so you have to. I mean, I kind of see where you're going with it, but I also completely get the logic of having to slow the Zerg down. It's just, I think you have to surprise the Zerg in some way. You can't just like I think do a build that they're expecting. Of course they're gonna take shortcuts to stop you, and then like they know exactly what to stop you, and then they'll just take shortcuts to make up for it, right? So I mean, I think it has a lot to do with just surprising them, as well as pressuring them. But like
Yeah.
what do you do? What do you do, TT1, if if you're playing like Rhett and you don't pressure him at all, and he's just, I mean, you pressured with 2 zealots in that one game, but 2 zealots, I mean, it just costs like 3 or 4 larvae to stop you.
Yeah.
That's nothing really on the grand scheme of things.
Not 3 or 4 larvae. It takes like 3 or 4 larvae is 6 lings. 6 lings does not beat the. Usually they actually overreact to that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It's more of, it's not like a pressure tactic. It's just more to scout
Right.
than like pressuring someone. But you kind of get that too while you're doing it. So it's a good thing to have. As I said, like I'm a greedy player, so I don't pressure my opponents much. I do time by time, but I'd rather like use the chrono boost on my probes rather than have it use on warp gate, so I can pressure with like 4 gate or something like that. But yeah, exactly. If I play a player like Red, that ends up biting me in the ass pretty hard because he maxes out really fast. So
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Red, at least what I've noticed, is that he has two gears, right? He has a gear where he's like just staying on Lings, taking huge shortcuts to Hive, right? Just macroing super hard. But he also has a trigger where he can just like max out on Roach, like Ling, and just stuff you, right? So
that's really good game knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, in the case of Rhett, you really have to trick him. You really have to trick him into like going to Hive, and then really you're just like 2 base timing him or 3 base timing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was getting at with like having to trick a Zerg, because I think a Zerg has a lot of answers right now to anything that Protoss can do. So.
But that's the problem though. I don't want to trick my opponent. I want to play a macro-based game. I want to win through my execution, through my mechanics. I don't want to have to rely on stuff like that,
Oh yeah, I totally get it, but
exactly, that's the difference. Like if Red, he wins games due to like his mechanics, due to his decision making, due to his execution and stuff like that. When I try to play that style, like a defensive Zerg style macro up, I get run over because you can't compete, you can't like, you can't follow the Zerg the way they do, like you can't make 15 drills at the same time. So you're always gonna fall behind, and it's extremely frustrating for me because I practice a lot with Red, and like, I have benchmarks, like I'm like, okay, at the 11-minute mark, this is how much he has. Right now my sole focus every time I play a PvZ game is to like do something that I'd be able to beat Red with.
Right.
So at 11 minutes 30, I always look at my supply. I'm like, okay, this is what supply I'm on right now. I know if I do this, if I do that, then Red would be at this supply. So he's like basically a benchmark right now, and it's extremely hard and frustrating to play a Zerg like that because he's so solid that you have to do something to him in the early game. But at the same time, I feel like by theory crafting that I don't feel comfortable playing that type of style. Maybe it's something that I need to like just practice on more because I play a very SC1-ish style. You know, you just make units, just turtle and try to make a really good army, but it's not working out, especially versus that type of a player. So I have to, I think, probably integrate more Void Ray Phoenix play and take a third base.
Yeah.
That style like allows you to take a really early third base, and you know you can do some light pressure on the Zerg as well. So it's something that I have to work on a lot more, I guess.
Right. Okay, let's talk more about it in a second. So NightEnd, like you're obviously heavy blink. You know, you're heavy with blink right here. See how you do.
NightEnd is in a really bad position.
Yeah, that's
He doesn't have really a good army composition to deal with Brood Lords. You want more Colossus so they can clear the Broodlings out, and he doesn't have Mothership. He's in a really bad spot. You see the supply is almost the same thing, but it's the army position that really matters.
Yeah, the Broodlords and the Infestors are definitely way cost efficient. So obviously, you're not very close to Mothership. So in the meantime, like to bridge is just to get like a huge Colossi count.
Yeah. And in this situation, usually you just want to buy yourself as much time as you can. So like players like Hero, they would, you know, at this point of the game, they would get like warp presence speed and they would start harassing around the map.
Right.
Just to buy them time to like get to Mothership. If they feel like they're behind. And Hero, he doesn't even do that when he feels like he's behind. He does it always. So, but if you are behind and you feel like you need time, Warp Prism Harass is a really good way to buy yourself enough time. Because right now you see, he's just immobile. Like the Zerg knows everything that's going on the map, so he can just attack and win the game right now.
Well, couldn't you kind of just space trade or just kind of run and counter and run
You can't run and counter when you have these many spines.
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
true.
hard.
Lots
And
of
yeah, and if he positions his army like where his fourth base is, like if he tries to attack that fourth, the Zerg can intercept him from the left side, and he could fungal everything, and his army would be stuck there, and he would just lose the game.
I see.
So like in this situation, he's making the Zerg's life extremely easy on him. He knows everything that's going on the map, and had he known that his army composition is this weak, no offense, NightEnd, and if he just attacked into him, he would win the game. And he is attacking now.
Setting up. So right now, what would happen if you just ran? You just ran like around and just tried
Well,
out
you
these.
just lose all your expos. Like you can run until so long,
Yeah.
so you have to engage the army.
It's just cost efficient wise.
One thing that he has going for him is he doesn't have a lot of meat to defend the Broodlords. So if he like circumvents the fungals and starts attacking the Broodlords, he might have a chance.
Blink up. Oh, that's a good blink.
But yeah, now the broodlings are starting to accumulate.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the meat for his Broodlords. And you see, like, it's impossible. He doesn't have the army composition to deal with this.
Yeah. Broodlord DPS is way too high right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, even if you get Mothership in this situation, I mean, Mothership, it's starting to look like, as long as Zerg gets, good control and spread, that the Mothership's not even the answer either.
Well, yeah, and they're starting to spread as well, but, what else can you get?
I know, that's true, that's what I mean, it's just like,
Best case scenario, you have Archons, you have Stalkers, you have maybe like 2-3 Sentries for Guardian Shield.
Yeah.
And ideally you want to have Storm as well. But that's basically your whole tech tree. A lot of players are starting to experiment. I've seen MC do this a lot too. They start to go carriers late game against Zerg. and that's looks pretty good. But yeah, I haven't tested it, so can't talk about it too much.
All right, let's play the same one, and we'll put you in TT1, and we'll have
All right, I'll show you my brute force style as opposed to NightEnd's pressure style.
we'll have NightEnd talk us talk us kind of through this one.
Okay.
Let's see.
Alexi, computer. Too laggy. Okay.
Okay, we'll get Arda in here.
All right, ready.
Now, PC?
Again, the Zerg looks really good, so I'm playing a different opponent.
What was that?
I'm playing a different opponent this game.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, I kind of said he would play next, so I kind of
Okay.
feel bad if
Yeah.
he doesn't.
Yeah, no problem.
So we'll get him.
The last Zerg actually looks really solid, so
Yeah.
I think with the current setup that I have, I'd probably get rolled. So hopefully, oh, I'm ready
Let's go.
whenever he is.
All right.
So NightEnd.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to say, but you lost that game, man.
Yeah, I lost because I didn't attack
Okay.
earlier. I don't know what I was waiting for.
Alright.
I saw he makes after I killed his fort. I had to attack, but I don't know why I didn't.
Alright.
I see.
You know I love you, but sorry to say, if you play against Red, think about that Zerg times like 100. Everything he does faster, more mechanics, like 10 times faster supply. He maxes out faster, he gets more bases. So, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
you're right.
he wasn't playing.
But-
NightEnd wasn't playing like optimally there either, obviously, because he's distracted.
Well-
so, yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
let's not take
I mean-
this as an excuse. But yeah,
It's true. I mean,
I don't think. So I don't think. If you're trying to play as DT1 said, you can beat. You can win against Zerg. That's my opinion. Maybe he can. I guess
Right.
he won.
Nice.
Top Zerg player.
I see.
That's what he said so.
Right.
But I
right.
think the only, in my opinion, the only thing that can make you win against Zerg is put pressure, surprise him, or try to take third around minute 9. So you have like the same economy almost.
Yeah, I've experimented with all these builds that you're saying. If you try to take an early third base, it's really hard to hold off like a player like Red or Stefano. They just max out like 11 minutes, 200 on roaches with tunneling claws, and you know you don't have Colossus of course at that time because you're taking early third base, so you have to rely on your force fields. And when you rely on your force fields, you know, roaches with tunneling claws, it's extremely easy to break those type of armies.
Sylvie, is there any way you can turn your mic up? Because TT1's
Yeah.
mic is really loud. So
Oh, you're talking about NightEnd's.
yeah, just so we're all at the same.
Yeah.
I think my mic is at maximum.
Okay, that's actually better, a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Okay. Well, if he doesn't believe it works, maybe. What?
Nothing. I let him build his hatchery.
After this game, maybe we can cast a game with Stefano playing against a Protoss that did what I just said.
Okay, is that Protoss you?
No.
Okay. We can do that. It's up to Chan, man.
Yeah, if you want.
You got stuff. Wait, I mean, do you have a replay or do you have? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. He has
gonna
to.
Sure.
Yeah, he has to like
Sure.
put it on stream. So
All right, let's do it. I was gonna say, do you want Stefano to play a live game because I don't think he could because he's probably not next to a computer right now.
No, it's a
Yeah.
replay.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be good.
oh my god, this mouse.
Wow, that's an interesting wall you have there.
Yeah.
That's different.
Well, the pylon in the back is to prevent any run-bys. The cannon in my mineral line is so I could place a Zealot there, and then I can wall it off whenever they try to run by. It's basically a normal run by if against Zerg. Basically a basic wall off. Sorry.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah, I've been doing this since 2010, and since the beta.
Wow.
This is my wall off style, yeah. And a lot of protoss do it as well. It's like you always want to have one your back mineral line walled off by with a pylon or something like that.
Mhm.
And then the only point of entrance has to be like between your cannon and your mineral line, and you can plug that up with one Zealot. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember blocks like this on like metal and stuff, but just not on Daybreak. I've never seen it, so that's kind of cool. Cool. All right, so what style are you playing this game?
I'm gonna go double forge, and I'm gonna. Oh, I think I messed up a bit. Actually, I don't know. It's not supposed to be a really mineral intensive build, gas intensive build. It's supposed to be a mineral intensive build. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna focus on upgrades while I'm on 2 bases, and then I'm gonna take my 3rd base. I'm gonna have a really strong core army, so I can defend my 3rd base versus any timings. And while I'm doing that, I'm just gonna scout as best as I can, see if there's doing any muta transitions or anything like that.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and this Zealot just to scout. You can use a probe as well, but I'm using my it's 2 Zerglings. Oh, he has more than a few Zerglings.
Right. And that's pretty typical, especially if they scout like 1 or 2 Zealots in the beginning, right? I mean, they're going to build that many Zerglings. But that's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, but exactly. But I'm not doing with the 2-gate build.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. You're doing a 6-gate build.
Yeah, he built it blindly, so.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna scout my probes, check if he has a 3rd base. Oh, I'm playing really bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. So he does have a 3rd. So how? I mean, what's your direct response to that?
Well, I know there's no all-in that's gonna come most likely, so
Okay.
I don't need to make any cannons or anything like that. Can just focus up on macroing.
What's your trigger on taking a 3rd?
1 or 2 weapons before.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm on 7 gates right now.
Yeah.
You want to stay on 7 gates, making my.
Bye-bye Zerglings. Oh, they got away. Kinda, sorta.
와, 대박 focus. 와,
So yeah, +2 starting. 2nd forge.
영환이야.
But I'm playing really, really sloppy.
아이킹 사이가는데 근데 밀렸어.
Getting blink.
And getting blink, getting my 2nd forge. So this is a heavy upgrade style.
Okay.
Blink, I'm gonna upgrade my +2. And normally if like, the Zerg hasn't scouted me at all, and if they see like you're going 7-gate blink, I could all-in him right now, and he wouldn't know what's coming because he hasn't scouted me. So like, I could also transition into an all-in off of this, based on how good my opponent is. If he doesn't know I'm doing this, then it's really hard for them to defend. Usually they scout it, and I take my 3rd base.
I
Now
mean,
it's the
if
time.
anything, they'll suspect it. Like, they're gonna be more cautious of a blink, like 6 or 7 gate timing, right? Just given that they saw Twilight, something's happening in the Twilight, and they saw your stalkers,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Could be DT2 though,
Yeah.
and there
Sure.
he comes with a few.
all right. Yeah, wondering where some more units would be coming. This is pretty typical, right, from Zerg to pressure the third with Lings and Roaches.
Yeah, but not this many units. Zergs, they just try to... They want to try to make as many drones as they can. Right now he's making a lot of units, so... You know, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
You,
well,
you usually have to force this from the Zerg. You have to like do pressure for them to build units. But you know, he's just making units on his own accord, so that's fine with me.
yeah, well, he already drawn up to 95 drones. So what do you
90?
expect?
You're not supposed to tell him that, Sylvie.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter that you know. It won't help
Yeah.
him win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing really bad.
So you basically rely on mass stalkers with upgrade?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds interesting.
But the timing, I feel like the timing probably should have already come, right? I mean, let's see.
I can't micro this. Fuck. Even if I win this game, it's like... It's not good on my part, so...
Well, I mean, it's not your keyboard, not your computer, right? So make the best of what you can do.
Yeah, like if Zerg went for Infestors, I would have lost this game. But he decided to go for the worst possible option.
Amitas against Blank.
Yeah. Meet us against like upgraded Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, it's actually.
I can't even blink.
There's Zealots up there. There we go.
I can't blink. Wow.
You did quite a good job, so.
He didn't do terrible, but
It was terrible.
Yeah, why? He won the fight.
yeah, you didn't do terrible. I mean, I don't see why.
Oh, I wasted a blink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be non-stop unit production for a little bit here, right?
Yeah, because he has Minas, but I don't think I can pull it off with this micro. You need to have, of course, really good micro with Blink Stalkers. Ah. God damn it, how does Real play with these settings?
So lots of spines at the fort there. So
I'm gonna attack this.
oh wow, lots of Danes.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you split here.
Ooh.
Yeah, that went too good for him.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know how I'm winning these battles. I'm just aiming.
Oh, those. You're doing fine, actually. I mean, it's still gonna be rough, but you're given what you've got, you're doing fine. So, any thoughts on tech behind this, or you're just gonna
Just
stay?
all that.
You're just gonna
Just
stay.
go.
Okay.
I can't fall back. I have no tech. And the Zerg already has too many drones. Too much eco.
Okay. Oh, some bands.
Just be suicide.
A lot of roaches.
Not that much. Oh! That wasn't supposed to happen.
right there.
Yeah, that was supposed to be 3 stalkers. But all of them blinked back. I think I'll just stick to not blinking at all. Whatever.
No, you're better off blinking.
Yeah,
Even if you blink them all.
Oh, I won this game.
It's actually pretty crazy. It just keeps going.
Oops.
So the big thing was that he went mutas versus Infestor.
Yeah, of course, yeah. T1 Infestors, easy win for him, of course.
너무 헬기가 already Spider-Man 데미지.
Oh, save the pylon. Well, all those drones aren't going to save him now.
No. Whoa.
Actually, I think if he wouldn't have converted those Banes too, he might have been... Oh, actually, he got a lot of them right there. That was pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Alright, so now you're building robotics. Okay. Uh-oh.
This is a very good guy for children. That's no parents, only grandmother. But
That's a hatch right next to your pylon there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you're heading home, right?
Really shitty game. No, I'm not heading home.
Okay.
Just gonna stay here for a bit. Really shitty game on my part, sorry guys.
€200.
Why do you not try? Why don't you try to attack?
I wanted sentries for the banelings before.
But they
But I don't know if I can force field that well, so it might be useless. I'm scared to attack!
Yeah, that joke is scary. When you're talking about Banes and not being able to force field, right?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe just go for the 4th. And leave 1 stalker at the watchtower.
뭐야?
Cause I saw him moving up his cause I saw him moving up his spine, so I'm assuming he doesn't have that many spines here.
There's a lot of lings. Holy shit.
There we go, not anything at all.
Alright, so this ramp should be safe. Very safe here.
He's smart. Oh
Where are
no!
the force fields? Oh, that's good enough. It's a good force field, man. Oh, Colossi! GG.
Good job.
Oh my
Good
god.
job.
Okay, everything that I wanted to do in that game I didn't do, but yeah. I just won because of his mistakes. He just should have went for infestor tech rather than mute attack. But yeah, instead of in that situation, like I have to get hallucination and I have to scout what he's going for. I didn't get hallucination, and my 3rd base was a bit delayed. I botched my build order as well. That wasn't supposed to be my build order, but then they weren't really matter.
Kind of get the timing though. The plus just basically 2. Is it 2-2
Well,
or 2-0? Is it 2-0?
Yeah, I think it was 2-2.
2-2. Wow,
It should be
that's so
2-2,
strong.
but
So
it should be 2-2, but I don't really know. I think it was 2-1.
I think your upgrades were 2-1. Yeah, for sure.
I
I
think
checked them. Yeah.
So Joe, want to do that replay, or Joe, you want to play one last game, the night in?
Well, I think maybe
I
we
wanna.
show this replay. I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
they will like it.
Okay, yeah, Skype it to me.
I would rather do it.
Yeah, I
no.
did Skype it to you, to both of
Yeah,
you.
Skype it to both of us. For those of you just joining in, we have FnaticNightEnd and mTwTT1 on to talk about PvZ strategies, and we're about to take a look
Is it
at
safe?
what?
Yes.
I'm talking to Real because
Oh.
Skype is Korean.
But we're going to take a look at a Stefano strategy that I think NightEnd wants us to take a look at for a particular strategy. And click the follow button, guys, if you like what you see.
No, I want to save it in the folder. Go. Do it.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Saber?
Yeah, save in Europe. No, my ID.
Oh, there it is.
What's the play?
Stefano?
Stefano?
Yeah.
Stefano. Stefano.
That was Phoenix. Okay, I got it.
He's like, how dare I'm not putting that name on my
Yeah,
computer.
if you heard the keyboard spam, that was Phoenix. Yeah, it's 300 APM.
Sick.
Sick Korean. Korean APM.
What?
Crazy Korean APM.
Crazy Korean. Let's see. Where is that replay? Oh, it's still going.
Well, I'm loaded up whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, give me a second. 1 second. Guys, hopefully you're learning a bunch of... Getting a lot of good Protoss tidbits here. Come on, finish up. There it is. Is it here?
Honestly, like,
Get it? Shoot.
I don't even think a lot of Protosses have figured out what the best PvZ style is yet. I think we're still experimenting. The game is still young, so
Mhm.
a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean-
players are still experimenting on what the best style is.
You-
It's more like just scout and react for the time being.
See, oh, it's on EU. Shoot, no wonder. Sorry, I put it in the wrong folder.
Yeah,
Give me a second, guys.
no
I
problem.
put it on my NA
No
account.
problemo.
Who? I can see who the player is. Ah, I was about to ask. Is it Titan? Yeah.
Oh, it is
'Cause
Titan.
You saw the game?
Yeah, I'm already in it. Titan right now, I think, is probably.
Yeah, wait, don't enter the game.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows. It's all good. He knows.
Chan.
Yep.
Let's do like this. You count to 3 and then we press load the replay. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Gil, let me load it up first. I'm loading it up right now. Let me make sure the. Okay, everything's okay. And
Did
Okay.
does Titan do his 1 gate expo this game?
No, just
Forge
wait
Sun?
and see.
okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go here. So, 3,
Um,
2, 1, start.
Okay.
Just on faster, right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on
Fast.
fast. Yes.
Yeah, Titan's really good. I think Titan still a little bit underappreciated.
I'm not. Yes, I agree with you, but I don't want to talk about Titan.
Yeah, let's not
I
talk
wanna
about
talk
Titan.
about his strategy.
Okay, let's do that.
You know?
Yep. Okay, so he's gonna start with Forge Fast Expand, right? I mean, obviously. Okay, if we're gonna talk about this, we gotta talk, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so he's checking.
I'm not
just-
good for commenting games. At least not now. When they build drones and
Yeah, why don't we just let's fast forward at least to 3 minutes. How about that? Let's go to 3 minutes. Then we can get to
Okay,
the good stuff.
let's go to 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, not much happens in the first, few minutes here. Okay, I'm at 3 minutes whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm at 3:01. So
Okay.
TT1.
Can't hear you, bud.
I guess he left without saying anything. Maybe he's eating his pizza. Okay,
Oh, I got
let's
dropped.
just continue at to 5 minute 5.
Minute 5?
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and we will tell him to come.
Oh, you mean
Later,
kind of
yeah.
go slow up to 5? Okay.
No, just go to 5.
Okay, just go to 5 right now. Okay. Going to 5.
I'm at 5. Just say when play.
Okay, almost there. Okay, I'm there. So,
Okay, play.
okay.
Go.
Okay. Alright, so in 2 gas, getting at the zealot. Wow, he's losing life.
So be on faster. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so as you see here, he choose to wall off like this. Titan instead of walling his second ramp.
Yeah.
I saw a few protos doing that. Actually, I don't know exactly why they do this, but I'm assuming because they are afraid of 6-7 pull, you know.
Yeah.
This way it's a lot easier to defend it, you know.
Yeah. Makes sense. The cannon covers pretty much everything here, and yep, that's a good, definitely good.
Also, as you see, typical Stefano play, took third base. Now taking his his cases, extractors. Sorry. Both players had 35 drones and probes. Now you see Titan is making 3 more gateways, 4 in total. Also, he's researching the ground weapon level 1. Yeah.
And this is that
And
4-gate
he's
pressure
just
that you're talking about?
making sentries. No, he will. I saw the game live. They played in a semi-final in a Fnatic Cup, where Titan won Stefano 2-1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, as you see, he is making expansion right now. See? I'm at minute 7:55. You're
Yeah.
at the same.
Yeah, I'm at 8 right now. 8:04 right now.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, why don't we start at 8? Yeah, we'll just.
Yeah. Are you guys in the game?
Yeah, we're in the game.
Yeah.
We're already in the replay.
Alright, sorry, my computer froze.
We'll wait for you at 8 minutes here.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward it.
So NightEnd, what did he take the third there because he felt safe with the four gateways that he could warp in for
Well,
any defense?
He scouted 3 base.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and he knows when basically Zerg will have 75 probes at minute 9, right?
Right.
As you see now, it's minute 9 and Stefano is at 66 drones, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now 70. So minute 9, 70 probes and 2 Zerglings. What can Zerg do to kill you?
Yeah.
You know, he can't do anything. So you're safe. Since he's just droning up.
Okay.
As we see, Stefano Titan is made a lot of sentries, 8 in total, and now he starts researching. He starts making immortal. Also, as you see, Stefano made. I guess he saw. Let me check. Yeah, Stefano saw his third, and he's starting to making roaches, as TT1 said.
Right.
That Zerg will just overrun you, and he is correct.
Let me know when you can jump in, TT1.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Stefano is at 153 population, while Titan is at 110.
Okay. Right.
You basically see what Zerg can do with this kind of approach. Titan defends quite well.
Yep. Good force fields there.
Yeah.
5/6 the army.
Yeah, he has the perfect army composition that can deal with roaches.
Those 2 immortals will just tear up roaches.
Yeah.
Alright, 8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
No, at 11:30 you should go TT1. At 12.
You didn't.
Minute
Okay, well
12.
pause. You're not pausing it?
Why don't we go back to 8 minutes, NightEnd, real quick?
Okay, well, no, I'm at 10 minutes right now.
I mean, because the whole point is to really discuss this. So, if he misses like a lot of the all right, 10 minutes. Let's do 10 minutes. How about
Let's
that?
go to 10.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
you didn't say that. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's
I don't know why, yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm at 10 minutes.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
All right, so at this point, Titan's building Immortals. Stefano's
Yes.
already built a bunch of roaches, obviously, like that are walking over there, right? So
Yeah. And Titan, he's on 3 bases and he's probe cutting. He's focusing more on units rather than building units, building probes. Sorry. So he basically has optimal saturation on each base except his third base. He has 16 in his main and 17 at his expo.
Yeah, he has 70 drones. I don't think 5 drones help you that much. Don't you think?
I don't know. Maybe like if the game doesn't go too late in the game, but right now because as I heard he took his third base really fast,
Yeah.
so maybe he doesn't want to like invest too much in probes so he can make 2 units so he can defend his third base, which is very smart in this situation.
Titan, his third next was up at minute 9.
Yeah. Okay. And what build did he did? 4-gate pressure and then he took his third.
no pressure.
He didn't do any kind of pressure.
Okay.
As I said, you just fake the pressure.
Okay. And
going-
why is Stefano on at 105 supply at 12 minutes into the game then?
What you mean? He has too much or not enough?
Well, I think I think Stefano pressured if anything else. If anything, he just kind of
Yeah.
saw timing and decided to build like 18 roaches at once.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stefano
that's
is
his
the only
decision
one
to
that
pressure
pressured.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And did Titan do any sort of scouting to check Zerg's tech?
No. He scouted his third, and after that he scouted with his observer. He saw
Okay.
he's making roads.
Okay,
then-
very good.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
he scouted.
Yeah. So okay, right now the supply, yeah. This is exactly. This is like when I feel like his Protoss gets overrun, but in this situation he already has he's already solidified an area. Like his third base, there's cannons. He has blink stalkers which are extremely cost effective against roaches, and
Yeah.
the supply is really close. So as close as it can be for like this type of situation. So he's gonna be really. It's gonna be really easy for him to, I think, hold what Stefano is doing.
Yeah. So you see, you can defend a fast third with what I said. Also, I don't think you noticed. Yeah, most likely you didn't, because you didn't watch the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Titan did a mistake of going further to Stefano, and he lost like almost all his sentries.
Oh, and he still managed to hold.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
he had. Yeah, exactly. He had 8 sentries and he lost 5. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he had only 3 left.
Hmm.
So he still
This-
managed to hold it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Stefano, like, he did have that really good those kills of those sentries early, but he actually had a really bad engagement with those first roaches. Like, I think if he would have just backed out of that, then it could have
but-
been different, actually.
Yes, it could. But if you back up more than that, if you don't attack as fast as you can, you let Protoss make too many more.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And your roaches will not be that good against the Immortals.
This is the tournament that he won.
Also, because you don't have enough time to make infestors.
Yeah. One adjustment I saw him make at least this past week was, did you see that Roach Hydra game he had with White Raw? I think it was on this map too.
Let me
I
think.
didn't.
I watched a few of his games, but I can't remember anything specific.
Yeah, this is really strong by Titan here.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
Yeah.
Like Stefano was doing like 3 base heavy roach chilling all in. He didn't even take his gases yet. Like he has 3 gases, 4 right now, and Titan still managed to get Colossus tech. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Usually that doesn't happen if you're like you're under pressure. You have to hold your third base. You usually don't find the time to go Colossus tech.
Maybe TT1. You can also say now that yeah, but it was DRG instead of Stefano. Huh? You can say that?
I don't know. Man.
I guess not.
I don't think.
They
Yeah,
both,
but
I guess they both are the same at the same level.
I don't
Stefano
think.
with
I don't
DRG.
think. I don't think Stefano DRG are same. Stefano is good, but I don't know. But you can't like just by one game. You can't say like
Yeah, this.
oh because he held it one time. It's
Yeah.
that he can hold it always. You can't just it's not that easy.
It's a solid build, but it's
Yeah,
not the
but
cleanest game. But it's definitely a good. It's a good sample
No,
though. I mean,
yes,
that's not a
but
good
Has to be
sample.
a large. Has to be a large game sample, and you can't just say off
Yeah.
of one game like
Yeah,
he held it.
obviously.
an hour.
Obviously, yeah, I agree with you both.
Yeah.
But was it a surprise strategy? I guess so. I don't think Stefano expected Titan to make that fast third, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
So
why
as
that's
you
why
say-
he was baited into
Yeah,
that pretty much.
That's why also he won because it was a surprise build. If you're gonna use this build over and over again, you're not gonna win.
It's pretty flexible. You have to give him that. It's definitely, because he could have, he obviously was macroing really hard and was able to defend it. And if there is no pressure, then you get to a ball even faster, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm actually just by watching Titans play. I've been watching a lot of his replays and stuff. I always notice that he never has a lot of probes. He always has like optimal probe saturation at each base, and I find it very interesting. He doesn't go extremely probe heavy, so he can have a bigger army. But he just he goes enough so he can have a really good economy.
it's the
And that's
perfect
something-
time.
yeah.
That's
That's
cool.
something that yeah.
I haven't seen a ton of Titans games. I've definitely seen some of his games, but I haven't seen a ton of them. But
Oh,
this is unstoppable right here.
Titan, yeah, I think he's one of the best European players right now.
Yeah, he's definitely underappreciated. So
Yeah, and he is also a really nice guy.
that always helps. That's good too. Okay.
You went to
well,
WCG, Sylvie? Or
What?
did you go to WCG? Did you?
Which? Oh no. We didn't
Ah,
have
so you-
qualified, but
Ah,
this year we have. Thank God.
So you met him through like Warcraft 3? Yeah.
No, last time I met him. Last two times I met him was at IEM Kiev and Assembly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
all right, guys. Well, that kind of concludes all the playing and stuff. So why don't we go into the Q&A with the viewers? Guys, if you want to, are you guys cool with that actually first? Q&A?
Yeah,
All
of
right,
course.
cool. Guys, if you want to actually talk to NightEnd and TT1, add me on Skype, ChanmanV, and message me too, and I will call you right now so you can ask these guys live. Otherwise, start asking questions in the stream chat. But it's always nice for you guys to talk to them. I think. I mean, if I was a viewer, I'd love to talk to my my favorite players. So feel free to add me on Skype, and we will take your call. But in the meantime, let's see what kind of questions we got. It's not over yet, Moretto. We're still taking questions here. Guys that are just tuning in, it's FnaticNightEnd and mTw's TT1. Let's see. Let me ask a question for you guys. Okay, so do I have a question? I'm trying to start off with a question here. Actually, what do you guys think of PvP right now? Has it changed for you guys at all, or is it still pretty much the same as it's always been?
I think PvP changed a lot.
Okay.
I think now PvP is quite balanced.
Wait,
Yeah.
balance?
What?
Is it?
Well, dude, Elfie just beat MC at IM, so I love
Yeah.
Elfie, but MC is really, 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 really good. So
I think PvP
Uh-huh.
is balanced.
Oh,
I mean-
isn't it? Of course, it's balance, right? I mean.
No.
yeah, it's no. He
I
just
mean-
means it's not coin flippy, I guess.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
As coin flippy, I guess.
Right,
No,
right.
it's-
Okay.
yes, exactly. In the past, like 6 months ago, 1 year, there were too many build order wins. Now I think the better player will win.
So you feel like
In
so,
most of the cases.
I see.
so you feel like you have a solid build that's able to defend against everything and gives you a good macro advantage. You have that
Uh,
type of build, or
Yeah, yeah, I think I have. I think.
because recently, I've been playing because we were watching his games right now. Recently, I practiced with Titan a lot, and I felt good about my PvP up until I played him. And I don't know if you play him, but he doesn't scout in PvP.
Yeah, I know. I played against him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. He doesn't scout. He does build orders that are safe against everything, and at the same time, just because he doesn't scout, he gains the econ advantage on you. So I was confident about my PvP up until then, but now I'm kind of unsure about it, just because
Why? What happened?
he
What did he do?
in
Besides
my
not
brain,
scout?
whenever you expo, it's like auto loss. So he does like expo builds, like 3-gate immortal expo, and if I do like hardcore all-ins, like 4-gate blink stalker all-ins, I can't even break them.
Yeah,
and
you
when
can't.
yeah, when this happened to me in my brain, I was like, it makes no sense. So just after that, I felt like unsure about the matchup and stuff like that.
Well,
Even
my
Colossus all-ins, they didn't work against them.
my
And
main my main strategy is like the same.
Immortal,
3-gate.
Immortal
Yeah.
Expo. Yeah.
Exactly.
It seems to be a very popular strategy. But do you scout? You make an observer first with your robo, right?
It depends.
Depends.
Usually I don't. It depends on the map. Let's say, for example, Shakuras. On Shakuras, I only scout with the probe near my base, and then I get it back.
Yeah.
Mineral. I
Like
don't even send it.
Yeah, 4-player maps like in Tomb Valley, you scout the full way because you want to know as fast as possible where they are. But like I guess 2-player maps and small maps like Shakuras, you don't really need to scout. Yeah.
Okay, so let's try let's take another viewer question here on the stream chat. It says I'm having trouble against Zerg at the moment. He's toss. If I go blink, the Zerg can macro so hard and just fungal down my stalkers. If I go Colossi, meter harass doesn't let me think about taking a third base. How can I find a balance or deal with the build order or deal with build order?
Well, first of all,
Okay.
go ahead, Sylvia. You go first.
No. I wanted to ask: are we gonna both answer a question or just one of us?
Yeah, I think why don't we
Because-
take turns? It's probably easier. So why don't you take this
Yeah.
one? So
Okay. Well, first of all,
well,
whoever.
let Sylvia take this one.
Okay, go.
Okay. I think as I said earlier, the best way, in my opinion, to beat Zerg is to put pressure. After making a Forge Fast expansion, you should try to rush as fast as you can to 3 or 4-gate pressure to try to stop the Zerg making drones. And then you can follow it either with DTs if you don't see any spore crawlers or you can make 4-gate with Starport and try to harass with that, and then take your third macro up.
Yeah. And just to touch up on what
The
Night
thing
End
is-
said.
The thing is, don't be passive. If you're passive against Zerg, you're gonna most likely lose. Or if you don't like to be aggressive, try to take your third at minute
fast.
around minute 8. Yes.
Yeah.
Not later.
Yeah, you always want to. Yeah, if you want to be passive, you always have to have a fast third base just to keep up with the Zerg because of course they can drone up really fast. But at the same time, you want to have like safe builds so you don't get run over. Like we saw right now, Titan, he did have a safe build. So there are choices, there are options. And I just wanted to touch up on what Night said about the 4-gate pressure. The viewer, he said like if I go blink stalkers, I get fungal. I get the infestors are out. I get fungal. Usually when you have blink stalkers, there shouldn't be any fungal. By that time, they should just be on roaches, and maybe barely squeeze out a few hydras. So you're probably being extremely too passive. I would advise you to watch replays, learn the timing and stuff like that. It seems like more of a problem of mechanics and execution rather than build orders and stuff like that. I like Night and Sand. Like if you want to do a blink stalker build, the best thing is you do 4-gate pressure. and you force this. They have to make roaches if you're doing that. If they make zerglings, then zealots put +1. They just eat through zerglings, so they have to make roaches, and roaches, of course, they cause gas. So that delays his lair. That delays his tech. It delays his infestors. So when you want to follow it up with blink stalkers, it's impossible for him to have infestors out. So that's an advantage. If you want to go blink stalkers, you always have to force the zerg to build units so they can't get everything out as quick as they can.
Okay, great. Let's do. What we'll do? We'll get your opinions, both your opinions on each of the questions, and we'll just take turns.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I didn't want to leave it
It's all good.
unanswered.
It's all good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, as long as it gets answered, it's cool.
Yeah.
Here, I think Frizzle Fry has a question. What's the best way to deny their third or to take out their third?
It's impossible. You can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How about Sylvia?
Okay.
Yeah.
I did that also against Stefano in a tournament. Also on Antigua Shipyard, I did Forge first expansion into 6 gates, blink with +1, and I won that game.
The only ways I could see,
Against Stefano, not against.
yeah, but he's saying, how do you? He's saying, how do you
Yes.
deny third
This is how
bases? Not how do you win games? Third bases.
Yes, but if you try to deny his third expansion, you can only do so by being an all-inish.
Yeah, if I can answer it, I think a few options are Stargates. Maybe if you can try double Stargate, you can Void Ray and then you kill their third base. Usually you don't want to go any further because they're going to have enough time to react and they're going to get Spore Callers, Queens up ready. So stuff like that, you can kill their third base. Maybe you can kill their third base if they don't react properly. Or you can try to do 6-7 gate pressure, kill their third base, go back, double gas. Those are a few options, but deny, I don't think you can deny their third base, but there are builds that you can pressure them and try to kill them with, of course. But like Sylvia said, they're pretty all-in builds. If you do double Void and it fails, then you have no backup plan. It's so tech-heavy. It's a huge investment. If you do 6-7 gateways, you're going to be on 1 gas, 2 gases. Your gas is going to be really late. Again, you're going to be extremely late on your tech and stuff like that. Yeah. So, there's always a risk-reward for those type of builds. And you just have to weigh and see if it's really advantageous for you to play that style or not.
Right. All right, let's go on to the next question. PVT. What's the best way to deal with Marine Marauder pushes within the first 6 to 10 minutes? Sylvia, you start.
Come again?
What's the best way to deal with Marine Marauder pushes in PVT within the first 6 to 10 minutes?
Well, what type? Just Marine Marauder with no medevacs?
Because I guess so. At 6 minutes, it can't be too many medevacs, right? I mean,
the fastest medevacs are at 9 minutes. Right. If you go expansion, 9 minutes 30 seconds, and that's Marine medevacs. So yeah, of course, it's probably without medevacs. It's pretty easy. You just have to have a sentry, good force fields, good unit count, good gateways, good gateway units. If you have a few immortals, then of course they help out a lot. But it's really, those type of pushes are actually really easy to hold off. Just good force fields.
Okay. Okay, Sylvie, you want?
I also want to answer this question. Okay, I think the best, in my opinion, the best way to counter this is 3 gate. 3 gate
pressure.
No. Let's say.
Can you make units?
No. Oh. Let's say you don't scout his second barrack. But mostly you can't scout it, okay? Mm-hmm. You can go for 1 gate expansion and then 2 more gates. In case if you see the Terran comes to push with Marine Marauders, you have to cancel your expansion and just warp as many units as possible. Mostly you should warp 2 sentries, not more, and send Stalker's Zealots.
Yeah, because the question was extremely vague, I didn't understand. So I guess he means if Terran opens with 2 racks, reactor tech lab and you're going like 1 gate expo, how do you deal with that type of build? I don't know. The question was really vague, so that's why.
It's kind of it's a
There
little
has
bit
to be
vague,
like specific timings, or else just Marine Marauders. All right, you just make units and you hold it, but there has to be timings. So like if they do Reactor Tech Lab, then yeah, Sylvie, what he gave was an option, or if you scout it, Chrono Boost your Warp Gate, and you can actually hold it while keeping your Expo alive with just 4 gateways, and you warp in Zealot Stalker. But you always have to Chrono Boost your Warp Gate as non-stop, so you can have Warp Gate out really fast. And personally, I make Zealots out of my gateways, like after my Stalkers, because they cost less minerals, so you can build your gateways faster, and at the same time you can squeeze out extra units. So once the pressure hits and your Warp Gate is finished, you always have like 1 or 2 extra units. But yeah, basically that's about it, really.
Okay, let's get a few more questions in here. What are y'all's thoughts on Storm versus Zerg? Because obviously we didn't see it at all in any of the games, but the games were pretty. I'm not sure if any of the games called for Storm, but I guess in general, what do you think of High Templars and Storm?
Who wants to go first?
Okay. I think Storm against Zerg, it's good. But you have to choose between Storm or Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Colossus, it's more cost efficient than Storm in the game. You can make Storm after you make Colossus.
Okay.
But if you do that, you risk letting Zerg make too many Broodlords. So I think if you wanna use Storm, I advise you to research it only if you took a good advantage in the early to mid game. I mean, I don't see why would you make Storm otherwise.
I think Storm is a lot of players, they haven't practiced that type of style yet. It's kind of underused, and I disagree a little bit, because I feel like you can even go Storm and then transition into Colossus. Like I saw MC versus Violet. I think it was at IEM, exactly. Yeah, IEM on Cloud Kingdom. MC opened Storm, and then he did like 3 base timing attack gate units with Storm, and he actually won the game with it. And it looked pretty solid. But at the same time, like they're very good if you scout your opponent, if he's going like Mira, and if you open Storm with Blink Stalker, it's very good. You turtle and then you tech into Colossus, and then you do your 3 base timing push, or like even you can just do like Storm and do a timing push with gate units and Storm with maybe a few Immortals. That's also very good. But yeah, the key is, of course, try to hit. If you want to do a timing push, try to hit before Broodlords are out, because you don't have enough AoE to deal with the Broodlords without like Colossus or something like that. People opt to go for Colossus more than Storm, because even if you get like caught off guard and you attack while the Zerg has Broodlords, Colossus with gate units, they also react very good against. They're also very good against Broodlords. So it's just more of a solid army composition. But I think both are viable.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I haven't saw the game, so I don't know what to say.
No, I think it's still a new game, so everything is still viable. It's just extremely underused, and people haven't practiced and tested out a lot of builds yet. So.
Okay, how about 2 more questions here? Let's see. Okay, so in PvT, what's the best way to respond to 111 builds? Is it Stargate, Robo, Charge Zealots? What's the best and safest choice, I guess he's asking. There's kind of different 111 builds, right? So.
Yeah, well, 111 is, if you go like 1 gate expo, it's really easy to defend. You just make gate units, Immortals. You have a very good econ, so you usually end up running the Terran over if they want to go 111. But for example, if you go 1 gate expo, and there's a lot of Terrans that do a variation of 111, they open Hellion Drop, and it's really hard for you to hold the Hellions because your orb gate is delayed. By the time the Hellions come, your orb gate is barely finished, and you have like 2, 3, 4 stalkers to defend the Hellions. And then once they do econ damage, they follow it up with a 1/1/1, and that's really hard to defend.
Right.
So I don't know what, but if like it's a standard 1/1/1 like Cloak Banshee, you just go like 3-gate Robo, and then after your 3-gate Robo, get an observer, 2 observers, scout with one of them. You scout his base, then with the other one you keep it in your army. You just have to deal with the Cloak Banshees really well while making like 5 or 6 gateways, making immortals, making a few sentries. Just make gate units, and you should end up running the Terran over just with that. I think actually NightEnd likes to experiment with Colossus against 1/1/1. I've seen him do that a few times, so maybe he has something different to say about it.
Yeah, I have something different. I actually think the best way to counter is to stay on one base, and until you see Terran making expansion, you should just stay on one base and making what? As
2
many
gates, Robo, stuff like that.
No, 3 gates. 2 gates, then 3 gates Robo, with
Okay.
and then make as many zealots with charge as you can, and a few sentries, and maybe 2 immortals. I think 2 immortals are enough, and a few stalkers. You
Yeah.
don't need many stalkers, because most likely he will only have two maximum 3 banshees.
Yeah,
So
but
you
still,
just have to take care. Yeah,
you know, a lot of Terrans they mind game 1/1/1s, right? Like Marine King, he makes his command center inside his base, and he does medevac tech. And you know, like if you do this type of build, even if you scout it with your observer and you see, okay, he's not doing a 1/1/1, I'm gonna expo. He has his command center up so early, he's gonna have a really big econ advantage, and that's like in that situation, and he's gonna have really fast medevacs. And in that situation, it's really hard to fight against the Terran, don't you think?
yeah, I agree with you, but you can also
I think like
just
one.
yeah, if he does that, he will not have enough units, so you can just keep him in base while you chrono boost your probes. My opinion, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm right.
No, there's no right and wrong. Yeah, it's just you try to experiment with what you can and whatever works best, you know.
Okay, last question, guys. Last question from... Where is it? Okay, from Kami-sama. Sometimes in PvT, when I try to 1-gate expand, they steal my natural with an eBay, and I get so off my build. What should I do without going all in?
He's keeping his all out, most likely.
Yeah, most likely he's keeping his zealot.
Yeah.
He has to make zealot, then stalker, and then expansion.
Yeah, even if he builds an eBay, it won't like buy into like it won't make a difference for what you're doing. Like you're gonna have 400 minerals by the time the eBay is dead with your Zealot and Stalker. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like I don't make a Zealot in PvT. I just at 50 minerals, at 50 gas, I take my probes off of gas. I make 100 minerals. Sorry. I make a Stalker and a Warp Gate at the same time, and then usually before they scout me, I can make my Nexus. And if I see that they do make an NG Bay, I make a Pylon before making the Nexus, and after like I bring 2 probes, I attack the SCV with the 2 probes. It has to pull back, and then 2 probes, a Stalker, they attack the SCV, and then I make my Expo. It's a different way. Not a lot of people do this, but
Right. Okay, guys. Well, hopefully you got a lot of your questions answered today, and then I think we're going to conclude the Q&A and go into shout-outs and plugs. So, why don't we start with you, NightEnd? Do you have any shout-outs or plugs you want to do?
Yeah, I just want to thank you and TT1. You for invite and TT1 for casting together with me, and thank you everyone for watching.
Awesome. No, it was a pleasure having you on. And you, TT1?
Yeah, just thanks, of course, to NightEnd. It was a pleasure casting with him, getting his insight. He's a very smart player and he's very talented, so it was a pleasure. And thank you as well for inviting me, and thanks to the fans for watching. I hope they enjoyed everything.
Yeah, no problem. No, thank the both of you guys for. I mean, I think there are a lot of good tidbits in here. Lots of good educational things today. So hopefully, a lot of Protoss players will get better after watching this episode.
Yeah.
But I also want to thank Jim Rising from Team Legion and Sasquatch from Convergence Gaming and your friend. What was your friend's name again?
Fish lips.
Fish Lips. Another Romanian player. I want to thank those three guys for helping us out today and playing. They're all obviously from some good teams too. But the VODs for this episode will be available later tonight. And I mean, I think we're just gonna call it a show. We're not gonna have an after party, unfortunately, today because the earlier shows schedule doesn't allow me to have some 4v4s with you guys, so probably won't do that. And the next show is a little bit up in the air because I was supposed to have Stefano and Bling on Thursday, but MLG's on Friday, so I have a feeling they might not be able to work it in Thursday. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to get them in on Tuesday or Wednesday. But if not, if I can't get those two guys on this week, I'll have Demaga on Thursday. So we'll have somebody good on for Thursday or the second show this week. So look out for that. Follow me on Twitter at ChamMV. What's y'all's Twitter? Actually, NightEnd, you don't have a Twitter, right?
No, I don't
Come
have
on,
a
man.
Twitter. I only have a Facebook.
Oh, okay.
page.
What's your Facebook? Do you remember?
Yeah, facebook.com/FnaticNightEnd.
Okay, so it's right here. I'm typing it into the chat. Okay, here's NightEnd's Facebook. TT1's Twitter it's
I am TT1.
I am TT1. Gotta love that one.
Yeah.
And
And my Facebook is just TT1. You can just enter TT1. It's all with the number 1, not written out.
yep,
That's
exactly.
my fan page.
Oh, and for Facebook? Okay. So
Yeah. I don't know the exact link though, but you just write in TT1 and you can find it.
Yeah, I think it. So it's I am TT1 or just TT1?
No, just TT1.
Oh, really? God, how'd you get
Yeah.
that? That's nice. So there's TT1's Facebook. So definitely follow these guys. Follow me on Twitter if you want to just keep up to date with the shows and various other things. I try to update it as much as I can with who's going to be on when VODs are available. So, but all right, guys, I think we're going to call it a show, and we're going to be off. So see you later.
See you, bye.
See ya.